Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back! Today marks the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one filled with mystery, adventure, and the unexpected. Picture this: a humble individual, deemed a loser by society's standards, stumbles upon a peculiar egg, igniting a chain of events that will forever alter their fate. From that egg emerges a remarkable creature, a waifu dragon, embodying both companionship and power. But before we delve into our tale, let's set a goal: 200 likes. I have full faith in each of you to surpass this milestone in record time. So, without further ado, let's embark on our adventure. Imagine a world where virtual gaming seamlessly intertwines with reality, birthing new professions and granting individuals extraordinary abilities. Ruins and dungeons dot the landscape, alongside enigmatic realms waiting to be explored. Yet, amidst this wonder, lurks a perilous threat: monsters, relentless in their pursuit of destruction. Here, individuals can amass experience, gather materials, and acquire equipment by confronting these beasts, enhancing their own capabilities in the process. But even the fiercest monsters pale in comparison to the awe-inspiring presence of the almighty dragons, mysterious, rare, and akin to deities in their power. Our story takes us to the esteemed third school of the Dragon Kingdom, where anticipation hangs thick in the air. Within its halls, a teacher fervently marks the board, announcing the commencement of the Junior Year Section 25 Professions Awakening orientation. The teacher addressed the students, emphasizing the profound significance of the upcoming Professional Awakening ceremony. Not only would it impact their chances of passing the university entrance exam, but it would also shape their future endeavors. Some students were engrossed in their own thoughts, while others attentively absorbed the teacher's words. Explaining that, theoretically, the outcome of Profession Awakening was random, the teacher stressed the importance of self-assurance. Despite this uncertainty, he instilled confidence in the students, asserting that with unwavering determination, each one possessed the potential to awaken a formidable profession. Amidst the class, one figure stood out, a young man with long hair obscuring his eyes. His gaze lingered on the desk before him, fixated on a piece of paper detailing the upcoming Profession Awakening aptitude test. A smile played across his lips, for he knew that his moment had arrived. This young man was none other than Lu Fan, a traveler from a distant place known as the Blue Planet, who had found himself in this world 3 years prior. In that time, he had navigated the intricacies of this realm, gaining a comprehensive understanding of its diverse professions, which could be broadly categorized into 3 distinct types. At the pinnacle of these professions stood the combat specialists, warriors, mages, archers, and the like. Endowed with formidable abilities, they braved uncharted territories, acquired powerful equipment, and reaped generous rewards. It was no wonder that these combat professionals were the most sought after. Following closely were the reinforcement professionals, including enchanters, alchemists, and others. Their expertise lay in crafting special items imbued with potent effects. However, their path was not without obstacles. The acquisition of materials incurred considerable expenses, often requiring the backing of affluent families to nurture their talents. At the base of the hierarchy resided the subsistence professions: chefs, herbalists, miners, and the like. While less glamorous, these roles were the backbone of society, sustaining the livelihoods of ordinary individuals who diligently toiled for a living. Among them was Lu's aunt, Han Chi, a dedicated chef who tirelessly operated a modest steamed bun shop, her efforts supporting Lu's education. Despite being merely 8 years his senior, she selflessly prioritized his well-being. Determined to reciprocate her unwavering support and secure a better future for them both, Lu resolved to awaken as a combat professional.
Just as his resolve solidified, the teacher's phone abruptly rang, signaling an urgent interruption. With haste, the teacher relayed the news that the awakening platform had been erected, indicating the imminent commencement of the awakening ceremony. A wave of excitement swept through the classroom as the realization dawned upon the students: it was their moment to shine. Amidst the flurry of activity, Lu remained seated in the corner, seemingly lost in thought. Concerned, the teacher approached him, inquiring if anything was amiss. Assuring him of his academic prowess, the teacher attempted to allay any anxieties Lu may have harbored. However, Lu's disquiet stemmed from an entirely different source. In a sudden twist of fate, he found himself bestowed with a mysterious system, a congratulatory message heralding the activation of the Super Treasure Map system. Bewildered by this unforeseen development, Lu's confusion was interrupted by the teacher's abrupt gesture, causing the system to vanish in an instant. Observing the teacher's evident concern, Lu hastened towards the awakening platform, reassuring his mentor not to fret over him. Descending the stairs with purpose, he couldn't shake the feeling that, as a transmigrator, it was only a matter of time before he acquired such a system. Yet, the teacher's interruption had left him unable to discern the system's true purpose. Setting aside his puzzlement for the moment, Lu resolved to ponder the matter later. For now, the impending carrier ceremony demanded his full attention. As the students congregated around the awakening platform, their nerves palpable, the teacher admonished them to maintain silence. The anticipation thick in the air as they gazed upon the crystalline centerpiece awaiting them. Amidst the throng of students, Lu overheard a conversation echoing the aspirations and doubts of his peers. One voice harbored dreams of awakening a rare hidden combat profession, envisioning a path to power and admiration from millions. Yet, another friend cautioned against such lofty dreams, reminding him of the rarity of hidden combat professions within the school. For Lu, however, the prospect of attaining even a subsistence profession filled him with contentment, prompting him to offer prayers to his ancestors in hopes of a favorable outcome. As the Grand Master ascended the podium, signaling the commencement of the awakening ceremony, all eyes turned towards the priest chosen to oversee the proceedings. The students were taken aback by the priest's commanding presence, each harboring aspirations of reaching such heights of power. Lu, in particular, was struck by the priest's aura, sensing a power that transcended ordinary comprehension. Suddenly, his system alerted him to a new acquisition, the Eye of Appraisal. With a click, Lu accessed the skill and focused on the priest, discovering his impressive credentials, a level 29 professional with mastery over the professional awakening skill, boasting a net worth of 5 million dragon coins. The revelation left Lu reeling, but before he could fully process the implications, the headmaster's stern admonition broke through the murmurs, signaling the official commencement of the awakening ceremony. As the headmaster urged the students to approach the stage upon hearing their names, Lu's mind continued to wrestle with the stark reality of his aunt's financial struggles. Even with a lifetime of bun selling, she couldn't hope to amass the wealth boasted by some of the individuals present. The naming ceremony commenced, with Zhang Dao, the top student of their section, being the first to be called. Speculation buzzed through the crowd, with Lu pondering whether Dao would awaken as a combat professional. It was a common belief that higher attributes correlated with a greater likelihood of awakening as such. Amidst the whispers, admirers fawned over Zhang Dao, their affection palpable as they declared their love for him. As Zhang ascended the stage, the priest began his incantations. With the orb aglow, a fireball burst forth, signaling Dao's awakening as a pyromancer. The revelation left the students in awe, realizing they now had a formidable pyromancer among them. Envy simmered among the crowd, for Dao now possessed a bright and promising future. With a smirk, he conjured a fireball, his newfound allure drawing even more attention from the adoring girls, who clamored for his affection. Observing this spectacle, Lu grasped the transformative power of awakening as a combat professional, a path that promised to liberate him from his struggles and usher in a new chapter of prosperity. Amidst the headmaster's repeated admonishments for silence, the procession of professional awakenings unfolded. From herbalists to tailors to miners, each student discovered their destined path. Through this first-hand experience, Lu realized the stark reality that combat professions were indeed a minority, with the majority destined for subsistence roles. The allure of combat professions lay in their promise of boundless potential, contrasting sharply with the perceived limitations of subsistence roles. Yet, for many, awakening as a subsistence professional was still considered a favorable outcome, a sentiment echoed by a fellow student who highlighted Li Ping's predicament. Li Ping, hailing from Section 3, found herself burdened with the responsibilities of a reinforcement professional. Her family's financial struggles exacerbated by the costly nature of her newfound profession. Reflecting on Li Ping's plight, Lu felt a surge of anxiety, recognizing the precariousness of his own family's situation. The prospect of awakening as a reinforcement professional filled him with dread, knowing it would spell financial ruin for his family. However, as fate would have it, Lu's name was called, propelling him towards the platform. Amidst the sea of onlookers, he couldn't help but notice the lingering gazes of admiration directed his way, an unexpected distraction from the weighty decision that lay before him. As Lu approached the crystal, a sense of calm washed over him, dispelling his nerves. With hands placed upon the shimmering surface, the priest resumed his incantations. Suddenly, Lu was overcome by a vision, a red dragon, its fiery gaze locked onto him with intense determination. Meanwhile, the other students and teachers were taken aback as the ground began to tremble, golden light radiating from the crystal enveloping Lu in its glow. Their confusion turned to astonishment as a dragon materialized before their eyes, a phenomenon reserved for the emergence of a hidden profession. The revelation that Lu had awakened a hidden profession left everyone in disbelief. With a female teacher extending congratulations to Teacher Life for overseeing the first such occurrence in their school's history. Recognizing the potential significance of Lu's awakening, the teacher speculated on the possibility of him becoming a formidable force in the Dragon Kingdom, capable of shaping his own destiny. On-screen, a magnificent red dragon wreathed in fierce flames captivated the audience's attention. Teacher Lai shared that it had been a decade since the last Dragonblood warrior emerged, rising to the pinnacle of expertise within the Dragon Kingdom. With hope in his heart, the teacher envisioned Lu following in those illustrious footsteps, poised to carve out his own legacy as a Dragonblood warrior. As the dragon fixed its gaze upon Lu and unleashed a deafening roar, students instinctively shielded themselves from the force of its impact. With a majestic sweep of its wings, the dragon took flight, vanishing into the ether as quickly as it had appeared. In the aftermath, the headmaster rushed towards Lu, eager to learn of his awakened profession, anticipating the illustrious titles of Dragonblood Warrior or Devat Vakme. However, to the astonishment of all, Lu revealed himself as a Dragon Tamer. Shock reverberated through the crowd, the headmaster struggling to comprehend how such a grand spectacle could culminate in such a seemingly inconsequential profession. His frustration boiled over, echoed by the incredulous murmurs of the students, denouncing the Dragon Tamer as utterly worthless. As the awakening ceremony concluded, Lu found himself wandering the streets of Zonghai City, his thoughts consumed by the unexpected turn of events. His system flickered to life, revealing his newfound status as a level 10 Dragon Tamer, equipped with skills to command dragons and dragon-like creatures. Yet, his net worth, meager at just 239, served as a harsh reminder of his perceived insignificance. Memories of the disbelief and scorn he faced during the ceremony lingered, casting a shadow over Lu's thoughts as he contemplated the uncertain path ahead. The prevailing sentiment among students and teachers alike was one of disappointment, as they perceived Lu's awakening as a Dragon Tamer to be a harbinger of mediocrity. The consensus was rooted in the belief that humans stood no chance against the formidable might of creatures like dragons, rendering the profession seemingly impractical. Despite being a hidden profession, its practical utility paled in comparison to revered titles like Dragonblood Warrior and Dovadenbach Mage. Confusion lingered among some students who questioned why the Dragon Tamer profession was deemed the weakest. One student offered an explanation, highlighting the rarity of encountering dragons and the inherent danger posed by attempting to tame such powerful creatures. Even the headmaster, while offering words of consolation, couldn't hide his disappointment. Yet, he recognized the hidden potential within Lu's chosen path, suggesting that perhaps Lu could find strength in taming sub-dragon species. However, Lu himself harbored doubts, knowing that the road ahead would be fraught with challenges. Despite the prevailing skepticism, Lu remained determined to defy expectations and carve out his own destiny, regardless of the perceived limitations of his chosen profession. The students' words echoed the prevailing skepticism surrounding the Dragon Tamer profession, highlighting the rarity of encountering dragons and the inherent danger posed by attempting to tame them. Even the headmaster's attempt to offer reassurance couldn't fully dispel the disappointment looming over Lu. Indeed, the student's observation hit home, underscoring the stark reality that without a dragon to tame, the supposed boundless potential of a Dragon Tamer remained unattainable. Sub-dragon species, while formidable, paled in comparison to the majesty and power of true dragons. In the annals of the Dragon Kingdom's 800-year history, no Dragon Tamer had ever succeeded in taming a dragon, an indication of the daunting challenge that lay before Lu. Despite his determination, the prospect of taming a giant dragon remained an unrealistic dream, reinforced by the locked skills in his system, dormant until he proved himself by taming a dragon. The weight of disappointment bore heavily upon Lu as he contemplated his inability to improve his aunt's circumstances despite her unwavering support. Lost in thought, he found himself standing before his home, the realization dawning upon him that his journey towards fulfilling his dreams would be far more arduous than he had ever imagined. With a forced smile plastered across his face, Lu entered the house, greeted by his aunt's warm embrace. Despite his inner turmoil, her joyous reception lifted his spirits momentarily. As she eagerly inquired about his day, anticipating tales of triumph, Lu couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment at his own perceived failure. However, his aunt's unconditional love and support shone through her words of reassurance, dispelling his self-doubt. In a moment of vulnerability, Lu confessed his awakening as a dragon tamer, tempered by the realization that his abilities remained dormant without the companionship of a dragon. To his surprise, his aunt's reaction was one of unwavering pride and admiration, emphasizing that Lu's strength transcended mere titles or professions. Her embrace conveyed a depth of understanding and acceptance that touched Lu to his core. As she reaffirmed her commitment to his future, offering him the choice to pursue higher education or join her in the family business, Lu was overcome with gratitude and emotion. Tears welled in his eyes as he gazed upon his aunt, his heart overflowing with love and appreciation for the woman who had been his steadfast support through thick and thin. In that moment, Lu realized that true strength wasn't measured by the profession one chose, but by the unwavering love and support of those who mattered most. As Lu sat alone in his room, the weight of disappointment and regret bore heavily upon him. Despite his aunt's reassurances, the reality of their modest existence gnawed at him. Memories of her sacrifices and struggles fueled his determination to change their circumstances, yet he found himself at a loss. Unsure of how to proceed as a dragon tamer without a dragon by his side. Frustration bubbled within him, manifesting in the forceful pounding of his fists against the bed. The prospect of unlocking the true potential of his profession seemed daunting, overshadowed by the seemingly insurmountable challenge of finding a dragon. In a serendipitous twist, a notification suddenly interrupted his reverie, announcing the acquisition of his first treasure map. Shock and disbelief washed over him as he realized the magnitude of his discovery, a divine-level treasure map on his very first day. The revelation stirred a sense of curiosity and excitement within him, prompting him to delve deeper into the capabilities of his super treasure map system. As he explored the treasure map feature, the system unveiled its classification into beginner, intermediate, advanced, and divine levels. Along with the intriguing possibility of combining identical low-level maps. Lu's mind buzzed with newfound possibilities, igniting a spark of hope amidst the uncertainty that lay ahead. With determination renewed, he resolved to embark on this new adventure, determined to unlock the treasures that awaited him and pave the way for a brighter future for himself and his beloved aunt. As Lu absorbed the implications of the treasure map's revelation, a sense of determination ignited within him. The promise of treasures related to his profession offered a glimmer of hope, a chance to bridge the gap between his current predicament and his aspirations. With the divine-level treasure map as his last hope, he understood that seizing this opportunity was imperative for his future. Refusing to resign himself to a life of mediocrity, Lu resolved to embark on this journey, clicking onto the treasure map without hesitation. The revelation that the treasure lay in Mount Shabazan spurred him into action, knowing that he had to seize this chance, regardless of the challenges that lay ahead. As dawn broke, Lu's aunt stirred from her slumber, her gaze falling upon a note left on the dining table. With a mixture of concern and curiosity, she glanced towards Lu's room, only to find it empty. Unbeknownst to her, Lu had already set out on his journey, determined to chase his dreams and carve out a better future for himself and his beloved aunt. Meanwhile, amidst the towering mountains, a bus wound its way along the rugged terrain, carrying Lu ever closer to his destination. With each passing mile, his resolve strengthened, fueled by the promise of the treasures that awaited him atop Mount Shabazan. As Lu descended from the bus and set foot at the train station, his resolve remained unshaken, his determination to change his fate burning bright. Unbeknownst to him, a group of suspicious individuals trailed closely behind, their intentions veiled in secrecy. Surveying the desolate outskirts of Mount Shabazan, Lu's thoughts were interrupted by a sudden impact on his travel backpack. Whirling around, he found himself face to face with a burly man and a young girl, both regarding him with suspicion. Instinctively reaching for his weapon, Lu prepared to defend himself, only to feel a hand clamp down on his shoulder from behind. Startled, he turned to confront an elderly man with an eye patch, his presence adding an air of ominousness to the encounter. Refusing the old man's offer to join them, Lu recoiled as the girl brandished a knife, her threat hanging heavy in the air. Despite their warnings of the dangers lurking in the wilderness, Lu remained steadfast in his decision to travel alone. Observing the trio before him, Lu's instinct screamed danger, recognizing them as likely perpetrators of theft and robbery. With resolve hardened, Lu braced himself for whatever challenges lay ahead as he stood firm against the looming threat. Facing the menacing demeanor of the robbers, Lu's heart raced with trepidation, acutely aware of his own vulnerability in the face of their aggression. With a defensive stance, he braced himself for whatever confrontation lay ahead, steeling himself against the imminent threat. As the robbers pressed him to join their group for safety in the wilderness, Lu weighed his options, knowing that his lack of skills left him at a disadvantage. With quick thinking, he concocted a ruse, claiming to be a summoner capable of conjuring elemental creatures to aid him in times of peril. As the girl bid him farewell with a whispered compliment, Lu's nerves remained on edge, grateful to escape the clutches of the robbers unscathed. Reflecting on the encounter, Lu couldn't help but feel a sense of relief mingled with lingering apprehension. Though the dangers of the wilderness loomed large, he found solace in the knowledge that he had evaded a potentially deadly encounter with the dungeon robbers. With newfound resolve, Lu pressed on, determined to navigate the challenges ahead and seize control of his destiny. Lu's encounter with the Powerhorn horses served as a stark reminder of the precariousness of life without strength. Though he chose to avoid disturbing them, opting for a safer path, his journey through the wilderness remained fraught with danger. Navigating the terrain with caution, Lu's misstep with a frog inadvertently triggered a chain reaction, inciting the wrath of a group of giant horned antelopes. With mounting panic, Lu found himself pursued by the enraged creatures, their thunderous hooves echoing in his ears as he raced desperately for safety. In a moment of desperation, Lu's quick thinking saved him from the stampede, narrowly avoiding being trampled underfoot. Yet, as he looked upon the unfortunate fate of the frog, he couldn't help but feel a pang of disappointment and vulnerability. Despite his efforts to evade danger, he realized the fragility of his own existence in the face of such formidable adversaries. As he caught his breath and assessed the situation, the gravity of his predicament weighed heavily upon him. With each passing moment, the realization dawned that his journey was fraught with peril, and his ability to overcome the challenges ahead would determine his fate. Determined to seize the opportunity before him, Lu resolved to press on, determined to carve out a path to strength and resilience in a world fraught with danger and uncertainty. As Lu stood before the ominous rocks, his heart quickened with anticipation, knowing that the treasure map had led him to a potentially life-altering discovery. With a sense of awe, he approached the cavern nestled within the rocky formation, drawn by the faint red glow emanating from within. Entering the dimly lit cave, Lu's gaze fell upon a sight that filled him with both wonder and apprehension, a pitch-black egg, immense in size, resting ominously in the darkness. Realization dawned upon him as the system notification confirmed his suspicions. It was a black dragon egg, its level shrouded in mystery. As cracks began to form along its surface, heralding the imminent birth of a dragon, Lu's attention was suddenly diverted by a noise emanating from the surrounding underbrush. Reacting swiftly, he grasped his cleaver, bracing himself for the unknown threat lurking in the shadows. With a deft slash, Lu confronted the source of the disturbance, a bloodthirsty gray fox, its feral instincts driving it to attack. Engaging in a fierce struggle, Lu battled the formidable creature, each blow exchanged with adrenaline-fueled intensity. Despite the fox's vicious assault, Lu remained resolute, his determination unyielding as he fought to defend himself. Drawing upon his skills and instincts, he managed to gain the upper hand, overcoming the relentless onslaught of the bloodthirsty predator. As the dust settled and the threat subsided, Lu took a moment to catch his breath, his pulse still racing from the encounter. Turning his attention to the bloodthirsty gray fox, he reflected on its formidable abilities, a triple claw strike and bloodthirst recovery. A testament to the dangers that lurked within the wilderness. With the memory of the fierce battle fresh in his mind, Lu steeled himself for the challenges that lay ahead. Knowing that each obstacle he overcame brought him one step closer to unlocking the true potential of his newfound profession. Lu looked behind him at the dragon egg, which was going to hatch at any moment now. Lu knew that he didn't have much time or skills to deal with the creature. He thought that maybe he can stall the fox until the dragon hatches, and then use his dragon taming ability. But the fox has already lived onto Lu, and was into the air ready to attack him. Lu instinctively took out his hand to defend himself from the attack. He realized that the fox was too fast, and he can't wait for the dragon to hatch. Due to his hand onto the front, Lu was injured by the huge and sharp claws of the fox and decided that he cannot let the fox use the bloodthirst recovery. Lu had to deal with it when it prepares for the triple claw strike. Lu had already got one strike and two were still left. Lu blocked the second one with his cleaver and somehow dodged the third one by moving to the side. Now it was finally Lu's chance. He slammed his cleaver straight onto the head of the bloodthirst gray fox. As blood splattered all around the monster, Lu took out his cleaver from the creature's head. A notification popped up telling him that he had defeated a bloodthirsty gray fox, and was rewarded 120 experience points for it. Lu was out of breath, but was now calm because he got rid of the monster. But suddenly, three shadows appeared behind of him, laughing loudly and complimenting Lu for taking the beast down. As Lu found himself cornered by the group of robbers, his heart pounded with a mixture of fear and frustration. Despite his efforts to deceive them, they had seen through his ruse and now had him at their mercy. With his cleaver thrown aside and the lady's knife pressed against his throat, Lu's options seemed limited. Feeling the weight of the woman bearing down on him, Lu knew that any sudden movement could result in a fatal outcome. He held his breath, trying to steady his nerves as he weighed his next move. Meanwhile, the eyepatch man taunted Lu, his words a stark reminder of the dire situation he found himself in. Lu cursed his own naivety, realizing too late the danger he had walked into. Desperate to regain control of the situation, Lu racked his brain for a way out. But with the robbers closing in around him, his hopes of escape dwindled with each passing moment. Caught between the threat of violence and the looming specter of failure, Lu braced himself for whatever fate had in store for him. The muscular man ran towards the dragon egg and asked the other members to have a look at what he found. Lu saw his plan failing in front of his eyes, and as the eyepatch man was happy for getting the treasure, he ordered the girl to kill Lu instantly. The man ran towards the egg while the girl told Lu that he was indeed handsome, but she would still have to bid farewell to him. Lu was still not ready to lose his hope. He saw that the dragon egg was almost hatched, and knew that he can't let the robbers take away the dragon from him. Suddenly, the dragon hatching was complete, and something flew out of the egg in an instant, surprising the group to the core. As they looked above their head, they saw a silhouette of a giant dragon, not able to understand about the kind of monster it was who came from the egg. The dragon came raging down at the robbers, and the eyepatch guy threw a bottle of some kind of potion at the creature for his defense. The dragon was able to swiftly dodge the bottle and continued with his attack. The muscular guy readied his fists to punch the dragon, but as the creature opened his jaw, it decimated the muscular guy with his ferocious attacks and flames. The eyepatch guy was deeply struck into horror as he saw the lifeless head of his muscular companion. He saw that the dragon was looking at him, knowing that his was finally the time for the guy to go to where his muscular companion was. He screamed and screamed for the girl to help him, but she was experiencing fear to her core. By seeing the mysterious but dangerous creature, she lowered the knife which was put onto Lu's throat. And as Lu relaxed, he looked at the dragon. He never imagined that even a newly hatched dragon can be so powerful. It was now understandable to him about why people can't tame the mysterious dragons at once. Hearing Lu mentioning a dragon, the girl looked at him in fear, finally knowing that the monster was none other than one of the fabled dragons of the legend. As the girl turned around, she saw the creature who ate both of his companions in one go and was now looking at her in confusion. The girl immediately removed her knife from Lu, and put it in front of her in a try to defend herself. But she did not realize that Lu was now free. He slammed the robber onto the side, telling her that the dungeon robber's sense of smell was too dull. He screamed at the girl for attempting to steal the dragon which was rightfully his. Lu immediately ran towards the dragon, even confusing the creature. As he screamed, "Dragon Taming Technique!" Yellow light started emanating out of his hands. Even the dragon was surprised by what Lu was doing. But as he touched the dragon, the girl behind him asked Lu in fear about who he was. Lu smiled as he asked the girl in surprise if she finally wanted to know who Lu was. He finally told the girl that he was not just a summoner, but instead, he was a Dragon Tamer. A notification popped up telling Lu that the Black Dragon Covenant was now tamed by Lu. The mysterious Black Dragon had the skills named Dragon Claw, Dragon Fang Strike and Dragon's Inspiration. As the creature leapt towards the girl, she started apologizing for her behavior to Lu, telling him that she really didn't know that the treasure was actually a dragon egg. But all she saw was a red and black silhouette of Lu and his newly acquired dragon. Lu was furious at the girl for scheming against multiple innocent people. He told the girl that the only thing that she gets was a chance to go join her comrades in the other world. He ordered the dragon to finish her once and for all. And after everything was finished, Lu was finally sitting onto a cliff of the mountain bandaging the hand, which was injured by the fox monster. While the dragon was searching for something into his new master's bag. Finally, Lu picked the dragon up, not able to believe that he finally crossed the gap between the weakest and the strongest of the races. He raised the dragon onto his hand like a kid, telling the creature that it was way too lively. Lu was awestruck by knowing that the dragon was so powerful right after hatching, so it will get stronger and stronger as much as it levels up. Lu tightly hugged his newly acquired dragon, telling the creature that the title of Dragon Tamer will no longer be called the weakest class. But now an important question arose in the mind of Lu. What would he call his newly tamed dragon? He thought of names like Little Coal Ball and Black Diamond, but they were too lame. Finally, Lu noticed that the dragon was licking at his wounds. As the dragon drank, its master's blood-red aura started emanating from the creature. As the dragon opened up his elegant wings, it started transforming into a magnificent girl, and was now standing in front of his master. The black dragon has now transformed into a human with a long tail and two elegant wings. Alright guys, the waifu is here finally, all hail the waifu tamer. Lufin was shocked by seeing her into this form, and understood that the dragon can also transform into a human. As the dragon did not understand human language, she just shook her head to agree with what Lufin was saying. The dragon lady was still behaving like a child and was flying here and there. While Lufin read about his new unlocked skills, they included Dragon Taming, which was the ability to tame dragon-like creatures, along with Dragon Claw, which transforms the player's arm into a dragon claw, and its strength depended on the current dragon pet. Another skill was the Dragon Fang Strike, which mobilizes dragon energy to deliver a powerful blow, and last but not the least, the Dragon Inspiration, which inspires the user and the dragon pet, and increased all attributes and attack power by 30%. We come to know that the Black Dragon was a legendary creature. For Lu Fan, it was just as he thought. As soon as he had successfully tamed a dragon, all his skills were unlocked. Lu Fan immediately knew that even if he were to personally act for it, he could easily crush other combat professionals of the same level. Lu Fan clicked onto the Black Dragon's profile, and her stats were now in front of him. The dragon had the strength of 342, with agility of 267. She had a spirit of 359, with an endurance of 373. And was a legendary creature. She had multiple attacks, including the Mighty Jaw Assault, which swiftly charges forward and tears into the target, causing continuous bleeding damage. She had Lava Flame, which continuously spurts flames, dealing damage, while healing her. She had the Black Dragon Heritage, which reduced all damage taken by 50%, and gave immunity to all debuffs, along with 500% increase in self-recovery ability. She had a special skill, which needed a blood pact. It was the Bloodline Connection, which provided a 10% attribute bonus to the Dragon Tamer. Lu Fan was shocked to the core by knowing that there was this much power inside a mere dragon hatchling. Even when he contracted just with a level 1 dragon hatchling, it had these powerful skills, and nearly 400 points in various attributes. Even a skilled human expert, who is 20 levels higher than Lufin, would not stand a chance against him now, and he would never have to think about the ordinary humans at all. What was more was the bloodline connection, which directly doubled all of Lufin's attributes. He understood that the bloodline connection was the reason. He felt significantly stronger after successfully taming the black legendary dragon. Lu Fan was now very happy, and with her smile onto his face, he thought that it was as expected from one of the 3 strongest hidden professions. No matter how strong a hidden profession may be, it had no chance of winning against the dragon race, and without a doubt the Dragon Tamer was indeed the strongest hidden profession. And not the worst. Just then, he saw the dragon lady, who was eating the eggshells from which she hatched from. Lu Fan guessed that although the hatchling can transform into a human, it still behaves like a dragon, and a newborn one at that. But the question was still remaining where it was. What should Lu Fan call the dragon? Suddenly, his mind was struck by something, and he remembered that a little black dragon born during the night before dawn should be named Xiaoyi. Even the dragon was delighted when she heard the name and smiled cutely. Lu Fan understood that the dragon was liking her new name. He was happy that even when the treasure hunting was dangerous, it was all worth it. He patted the dragon's head and asked her if she was hungry. Zio looked towards Lu Fan and nodded with a cute smile. As she finished the remaining eggshells, Lu Fan told her that it was time to go and hunt some monsters to fill her belly, while he was thinking that they cannot just go back home with an empty stomach. Lu Fan stood up and smiled. Lu Fan smiled, while thinking that the trial that determines whether he can enter the university is coming soon. And many students must be trying to hone their qualifications by seeking opportunities outside. The prestigious Southern Province's Top Scholar Award and qualification for the highest educational institution in the Dragon Kingdom that Lu Fan wanted to enter into was now within his reach. But he knew that even after what had happened, he could not take the entrance lightly, and leveling up and mastering skills should be the top priority for him and his dragon. Lu Fan started running with a smile, and Xiaoyu was following him with a smile on her face. Lu Fan told Xiaoyu that they were going to set off and head deep into the Mount Shi Basin, as there were monsters there that are even tastier than eggshells for the dragon. As they were advancing, Lu Fan and Xiaoyu suddenly heard some noises. They saw that a group of creatures was running towards them with insane speeds. Lu Fan immediately popped up the system, which told him that they were the plains hyena, and they had the attack of rending bite, which inflicted continuous bleeding damage on the target, along with putrefaction, which inflicted a disease debuff on the target. Once killed, they will drop the canine teeth, which was worth 95 dragon coins. Lu Fan knew that these bastards were more dangerous and tougher than the bloodthirsty gray fox. She also knew that even when he defeated the wild level 10 bloodthirsty gray fox, he also suffered a lot of injuries in the process. Remembering that, Lu Fan was hesitant to attack, but the dragon lady was already in the air with a devilish smile on her face, as she knew that she is going to get more food. Even Lu Fan understood that the lady wanted to take the lead. His eyes glittered with confidence as he thought that Mount Shi Basin was holding no danger at all for the strongest Dragon Tamer and his dragon. Both Lu Fan and Zio were smiling and advancing towards the plains hyena, ready to send them inside the dragon's stomach as her meal. The dragon flew high, and as the plains hyena roared, she took a deep breath, and her stomach started glowing and giving off a flame aura. Finally, she attacked the hyenas with her lava flame attack. And as the creatures were burning, Lu Fan and the black dragon were earning experience points. As Zio kept using her lava flame attack, Lu Fan was constantly watching the system, witnessing the increase in their levels. Lu Fan was finally at level 11, and the black dragon was now at level 3. He smiled while ordering Zio to not waste her time on the small fries. Both of them looked towards a den inside the mountain, and Lu Fan told Zio that a big guy has been waiting for them for a long time. 3 sets of eyes were giving off a piercing glaze to Lu Fan and her dragon, and finally, the creature came out of hiding. It had 3 heads, and they were clearly showing the killing intent of the monster. It was none other than the 3-headed blood lion, who was a level 25 lion-like creature with multiple attacks, including roar, which increased defense, and attack, trample, which dealt significant damage within target range, and triple flame, which inflicts 3 instances of fire area damage. Upon defeat, the creature will give 23,790 experience points to the player. And we'll drop materials like Bloodlion's Tooth and Bloodlion's Skin. Lu Fan knew that for a level 25 elite boss typically, it would require a strong team of monster hunters just to approach. But he was a Dragon Tamer now, and he can do anything. He ordered Zio to go towards the three-headed lion to engage with him in a battle. As Lu Fan and Xiao were advancing, the lion used Roar and increased his defense and attack power for a certain period of time. Then he started charging a heavy attack, which was the Triple Flame. Lu Fan knew that this attack required some time to charge. And as he was running, he ordered Zio to coordinate with him to interrupt the lion's skill. Zio's body was engulfed in flame, and Lu Fan was now ready with his cleaver in his hand. Both of them jumped towards the three-headed lion, and we see that the dragon was transformed into his original form while using the mighty jaw assault. The black dragon immediately closed the gap between the creature and herself and finally bit the creature onto his face while clenching the other two heads with her sharp claws. The system finally told Lu Fan that the triple flame attack was interrupted successfully. He complimented his dragon for the good work she did and finally attacked with his cleaver while using the Dragon Fang strike, which mobilized Dragon Aura to unveil a powerful strike with the current weapon. With this final blow, the creature was dropped dead onto the ground, and both Lu Fan and the dragon jumped back at their place. The dragon was now again transformed into her human form, while Lu Fan was surprised by knowing that the elite monsters really helped him level up quickly. Lu Fan was now at level 14, and the dragon was now at level 9. Suddenly, the system notification popped up telling Lu Fan that the treasure map system was triggered. And a new treasure map for the day has been sent to him. Seeing that, a faint smile appeared onto Lu Fan's face as he wondered about what exclusive item for Dragon Tamers will this treasure lead to. He ordered Zio to come with him for the treasure hunting, and the dragon lady immediately agreed to her master's command with a smile. But the uncle told the girl that they did not have a choice. We come to know that the uncle was named Sanji, who was a warrior. He told the lady that the fortuitous realm required at least 5 people to activate, and they did not have enough people to open it. He suggested sending Miss Kai back to Zonghai City to bring more people. But he was interrupted by another lady, who was the Miss Kai the uncle was talking about. She was a rogue, and told the uncle that whatever he was planning would not work, because even with her agility, a round trip would take a day. We come to know that the blue-haired girl was Kin Q, and her profession was not yet known to us. She told everyone that the fortuitous realms appear randomly, and the rewards were higher than the regular dungeons. But the problem was that they only existed for 24 hours, and the uncle's plan was not able to be completed on time before the closing of the dungeon. Sanji consoled Kin that she did not have to worry about gains and losses like the secret realms, because depending on her strength, as long as she enters the top 10 universities, they themselves will provide the girl with secret realms. But Kin was still sad, and told the uncle that it was such a pity that they were near the secret realm, but have one member less. Suddenly Sanji heard something along with the rogue girl, and immediately turned around ready to attack. But they were surprised to see Lu Fan, who told them to not be nervous because he was just passing by the mountain. The uncle was shocked to the core by seeing such a young boy deep into Mount Shibesan. He told Lu Fan that the place was not meant for material hunting and that he should go back. But Chin immediately stopped the uncle between his talk and told Lu Fan that the group was the part of the Chin family in Zongjia City and her name is Chin Chu. Even when she knew that it might be a bit abrupt, she asked Lu Fan if he wanted to team up her group temporarily. The girl even tried to tempt Lu Fan by telling him that he did not have to do anything and just enter the secret realm of chance with the group and when it would be done, Lu Fan will be paid a reward of 100,000 dragon coins. Hearing the prize, Lu Fan immediately stopped on his tracks and started considering the offer. He knew that if even the Chin family, who was the family of the richest man in Zongjia City, was after the secret realm of chance, then the final reward must be very rare. The girl was still talking and told Luan that they just needed help to gather the number of people required by the secret realm, and he did not have to do anything and just get his 100,000 dragon coins. As the scene shifts, we see that the group of the lady had 3 people before, but they have already gathered a paladin with themselves, but they were still one member short. The uncle was walking towards a huge purplish portal, which goes towards the secret realm, while he told Lufin to follow him quickly if he wanted the reward. He even told Lufin that it was such a rare chance, that he could not encounter it casually like this again. Lufin smiled at the offer and told everyone that he did not have much interest in money, but he was ready to help if the group can cooperate and follow the rules of distribution. The uncle along with the two ladies were shocked to hear those words coming out from a young boy. The Rouge lady immediately understood that Lufin was trying to say that he wanted to distribute the rewards in the secret realm based on their strength. And hearing that, even Lufin confirmed that this was what he wanted. Hearing that, Qin was deep in thoughts, while she thought that the whole group's average level was around level 20, and Lufin was even looking weaker than all of them. But still, he was so confident. The lady was not able to comprehend if the guy was just really confident on his skills, or was just an arrogant brat. But the group desperately needed one more guy for them to enter the secret realm of chance. So Kyn smiled while she put her hand forward and told Lufin that since he wanted to cooperate, then they should form a team in a cooperative way. She even told Lufin that the 100,000 dragon coins, which were promised previously, were still going to be his prize, because the group just to show sincerity to him. Lufin smiled while he shook the lady's hand and agreed to this deal. Finally, after the deal, Qin was happy and excited now, as she told everyone to get moving as fast as they can. But, Lufin was having something else in his mind. He thought that exposing his legendary dragon, Zio's identity in front of strangers in the wilderness will only bring trouble to them. So he decided to summon the dragon lady out, after he got the reward from the secret realm of chance. He even felt sorry for the dragon, but was not having any choice. Finally, Lufin got inside the portal behind everyone, and arrived at the secret realm of chance. As soon as he set his foot inside the secret realm, he saw a dark and desolated place with lifeless trees and a dense fog of purple color, which was spread all around them. A system notification popped up, telling Lufin that he was in the secret realm of chance and was standing in the morning village, which was a level 20 realm with solid difficulty and had a restriction that only people at least in a group of 5 can enter inside. Watching the eerie atmosphere all around them, Qin told everyone that this village was so quiet that they can hear only their own voices. The assassin lady analyzed the environment and told everyone that the air was so heavy and there was no sign of life in the fog which surrounded them. Meanwhile, Sunji was worried for Lufin, asking him to stay careful as he was empty-handed and did not have any equipment. But the uncle wasn't ready for a surprise. Lufin smiled while raising his hand up and a kind of flaming aura started surrounding him. Suddenly, a big black machete with dragon scales materialized into his hands and the system notification popped up telling us that it was an epic quality weapon with no level requirement for using it. It can only be used by Dragon Tamers and Dragonblood warriors, and it even had the skill to give the user the Dragonblood armor, which partially transforms the user into a dragon, increasing the power of dragon transformation. It even increased the strength by 65 and stamina by 30. Lufin thanked the advanced treasure map that happened to be triggered after defeating the three-headed bloodlion as it gave him the opportunity to replace his novice machete into this legendary weapon. Everyone was shocked to see this sudden revelation, and Sunji asked Lufin if he was a newly transferred student rather than a material hunter because his weapon looked extraordinary. But the assassin lady was getting pissed off and asked the uncle about why did he care so much about a stranger. Everything was clear in her mind, and if Lufin had any evil intentions, she was confident that she will subdue him immediately. Suddenly, Sunji was surprised as a hand came out from the ground all of a sudden and startled him. They were none other than the corrupt zombies of level 15, which would give 620 experience points along with corruption poison sac and 256 dragon coins upon killing. They had some dangerous attacks, which included hug and bite, which entangles and scratches the target, and continue to bite along with corpse poison, which was the poison into each and every attack of the zombie, which can cause the target to continue losing life points. Even the targets who die under the effect of corpse poison will become corrupt zombies themselves. Qin told the uncle to be careful as a horde of corrupt zombies came out from the ground beneath them and were ready to attack and infect the group with their corpse poison. But the paladin immediately put forward his shield and blocked the incoming attack of each and every corrupt zombie. A status window pops up and we see that he was Jia, who had a fighting profession and was a level 20 knight. The uncle backed down and stood along with the assassin lady while he complimented Jia for his instant help and counterattack. He himself had the combat profession and was a level 28 warrior. He hacked and slashed all the corrupt zombies coming in his way, along with the rogue lady, who was also a level 28 rogue. New Fan was watching the whole fight as everything was pop up into his system window, while he thought that the warrior, the rogue, and the knight who were guarding the portal was a very reasonable configuration.
And with that, this chapter comes to an end. I hope that you liked today's video, and if you did, hit that like button and comment part 2 down below for the next part. Also, consider subscribing with the notification bell on to get notified as soon as a new video drops onto the channel. Meet you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching.